First, however, back to last night, where the dust is still settling from debate number 2, Republicans trading fire on just about everything, and things were rowdy. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bill Hemmer, and my partner, Dana Perino.
Good morning.
She was in a line of fire all night long. Good morning to you. The first thought I have is 7 people on stage. It's crowded. Everybody was looking for oxygen. Did you hear a clear winner in last night's debate?
A couple of things. I don't think so. And I'm actually still a little bit reeling from it all. Sure. I think we knew that all 7 of those candidates believed that they had to have a big breakout moment. One of the things I thought was hard to get past was that they wanted to have their breakout moment and answer every topic in the very first question of the night. We started with the economy. That's the most important issue on people's minds. But they also immediately turned to the border and crime and China. And I said, trust me, we've got 2 hours. Right. We are going to get there. But the other thing is, we talked a lot about in the preview to this debate that Ronald Reagan in 1980 used the phrase, "Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?" It was simple. It was clear. It has stood the test of time. What I did not hear last night is a good line like that, or that even an authentic one or a planned one. I don't have a memorable line that comes to mind this morning.
Wow. Maybe that says a lot, actually. I mean, perhaps it does. At the end of the debate, you said write down who you think should be voted off the island. Yes. Was that the exchange? Yes. Explain that.
Yeah. So the reason I asked the question, I'll tell you I did it in a little bit of a fun way, but mathematically, if you are looking at this debate or this campaign, you have all of these candidates. You have 7 of them that made the debate stage. President Trump is upwards of 40 points on them. Now, I realize that in Iowa or New Hampshire, it's not as big a lead, but it's still a pretty good lead. And if the field does not narrow, for Republicans watching the debate last night, and those here in the room and those at home, they know if it doesn't narrow, then President Trump goes ahead and walks away with it. Yeah. So that's one of the things. And then I would tell you this. I know they didn't want to actually write down and say who they would vote off the island, but I promise you, their campaigns, and you know this, Bill, you get the calls as well. Right. They call us every day, and they try to convince us that somebody else should be voted off the island. I understand and I respect that they didn't want to do it last night, but surely you know that back there with their supporters and their donors, they're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you're right about that. So-and-so should not be here. Okay. We're going to go through a lot of this over the next 2 hours.
Yeah,
but I just want to show our viewers a few of the highlights from last evening. Here we go, guys. Watch.
We need to be focusing on companies that produce in America, not companies that are helping China.
I watch these guys in Washington, D.C., and they don't care about the American people. They don't care about the fentanyl deaths. They don't care about the communities being overrun because of this border. They don't care about the Mexican drug cartels.
I can't imagine how you could say that knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party and the same people that funded Hunter Biden millions of dollars was a partner of yours as well.
I want to look in that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record.
Which one of you on stage tonight should be voted off the island?
With all due respect, I mean, we're here, we're happy to debate.
So we are going to talk to 2 of those candidates this morning. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Looking forward to that. But let's begin with Madison Alworth. You've been here. You've been covering this. So it's great to have you. Get your reaction this morning.
Absolutely, Dana. So sparks, they did fly on a variety of issues last night. Energy. That was a big focus of the debate. Candidates talked about how they want to release the power of American energy. But Nikki Haley came after Ron DeSantis and warned that he's anti-fracking and oil drilling, banning the practice in Florida. Governor DeSantis defended that by saying it was a constitutional amendment and out of his hands. Take a listen to the exchange.
Ron DeSantis is against fracking. He's against drilling. He's been against. You did it.
Governor DeSantis. Governor DeSantis.
So listen, the only answer to that, because this is ridiculous.
DeSantis, this question is for you.
Our voters enacted a constitutional amendment.
You banned it before they voted.
Doesn't allow. No, it's not true.
You banned it before they voted,
Nikki,
and not only that, fracking wasn't. They didn't vote on fracking.
She's just totally wrong.
All right. So setting it straight. It was a constitutional amendment voted by Floridians on the 2018 ballot for banning offshore drilling. But Ron DeSantis did campaign during his 2018 run for governor, promising to ban fracking and offshore drilling. So that punch somewhat landed. Now, economy driving the conversation. Candidates focused on the issues and who is responsible for historically high inflation.
Families are struggling in this economy. And Joe Biden's Green New Deal agenda is good for Beijing and bad for Detroit.
Disastrous economic policies that have driven up prices, that have driven up interest rates and mortgage rates. At the same time, wages remaining stagnant.
The overspending, taking all Biden's rules and regulations, I'm going to throw them in the trash can on day one.
And candidates had strong words about the looming government shutdown.
In 40 years, Congress has only delivered a budget on time 4 times in 40 years.
Right.
If they don't keep the government open, they should not get paid. No pay, no budget.
A lot of fire. Obviously, some of it, Dana, was over one another, making it a little hard to hear, but a lot of interesting.
There was a lot of talking over each other, but there was also, some of them had a change of tactic. In particular, I think I noticed it with Vivek Ramaswamy from Milwaukee to California in those 2 debates. Did you notice that too?
Oh, absolutely. I think someone must have told him, you know, what you're doing is not working, but he wants to be authentic. I think he does that pretty well. So it was weird to see him go from so on the attack to then saying, oh, I'm learning, and these people could be in my cabinet. So I think he was trying to make the argument, I'm learning that I shouldn't have been that rude or that aggressive, but the candidates called him out on that. You can't bully me one day and ask to be my friend the next.
Yeah. One of the things I heard from the RNC was that they truly believe that this is a strong Republican field overall. So there's some leadership emerging, and there's 7. I don't know how many there will be at the next debate that takes place in November. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Great
Dana.
to have you, Madison. Bill?
So, Dana, here are some of the notes I was taking last night as I was watching you out there.
I would love to be there and to read those.
Yeah, I thought DeSantis had a really good answer on education right on the 10 o'clock Eastern Time hour. And then he came back about a half hour later with a really good answer on his military service. I don't think he stresses enough. This guy was in Anbar Province
He's quiet
in Iraq,
about it.
right? Exactly, right? And he served at Gitmo as well. I mean, Vivek was in the crosshairs of just about everybody. Yeah. And you wonder how that settles in over time, and we'll see how that goes. You know, Burgum, the governor from North Dakota, he was trying to get in there on technology. He was trying to get in there on energy. He's got a lot of experience in both, and he was denied on that. Yep. But with DeSantis and Chris Christie several times, and Mike Pence to a lesser degree, calling out Donald Trump several occasions, they're trying to pull him into the debate because they knew he was in Michigan, so he was doing a little counter-programming.
Yeah.
I want to move to this, though, if I could. I mentioned education. Well, let's go ahead and play this. This is call for number 1, the candidates on education. First, Nikki Haley. Let's watch.
We need to do reading remediation. We need complete transparency in the classroom. No parent should ever wonder what's being said or taught to their child in the classroom.
This public school system is no longer run by the public. It is run by the teachers' unions in this country.
Our country's education system is in decline because it's focused on indoctrination, denying parents' rights. So,
and I want to get to Obamacare, your question in a moment here, but I'll save that. When you as a moderator are in the moment and you're center stage, sometimes it's hard to get a read, right? Because producers are talking in your ear. You're trying to figure out what's in front of you, what you've done, what you still have to get to. A lot of times on the fly, you're throwing things out in the moment. When you watch this now, even though it's so fresh, what is your first thought there, first reaction?
Well, one thing I would say, I did feel like I was able to be fully present last night. There was no other option. But they all wanted to talk. And I would actually disagree with you a little bit on Burgum. He didn't get to answer the energy question on that particular moment, but he answered the energy question a couple of different times. And he's got a good record on that. And he certainly has the entire state of North Dakota pulling for him on the energy side of things, for sure. I think on education, one thing I didn't see enough of was the understanding that this is really upsetting for those parents. Imagine that you realize that you've been sending your kid to school and they can't read and they can't do math, and you're trying to work 1 or 2 jobs to make ends meet, and it hurts their livelihoods for their future. It doesn't set them up for success. It hurts our national competitiveness, and it hurts our national security. I think there are some threads that could have been pulled together a little bit. But on education, I thought that they did fairly well on that. I also like the Obamacare moment, mostly because we didn't get an answer to the question.
Yeah. Okay, you brought it up. Go ahead. Call for number 3. Here it is from last night.
Is Obamacare here to stay?
So let me speak to the mass shootings issue, and then I'll answer that question. As a father of 3, as a grandfather of 3 beautiful little girls, I am sick and tired of these mass shootings happening in the United States of America.
But does that mean Obamacare is here to stay?
We have to put the patient in the driver's seat. They've been in the back seat for way too long.
Why is your record in Florida on insurance worse than the national average?
We're not going to be like California and have massive numbers of people on government programs without work requirements.
What's the summary of that, do you think? What's the conclusion? Because Pence's going to give you an answer.
Well, I think one of the things I started off with is Republicans have run on several occasions on repealing and replacing Obamacare. It didn't happen in 2016, in 2020. Basically, it goes by the wayside. And I asked, is it here to stay? The truth is, it would have been maybe a better question to say, look, 28 million Americans are without insurance right now. So Obamacare didn't work. Therefore, I would do this. But as you can see, Bill, when I say that, maybe Pence would say, I didn't get to answer the gun question, but I asked about Obamacare, but he answered about guns. That's up to them. That's nothing that we can do to change that. They made decisions about what they wanted to talk about, and I think that he thought that talking about guns was more important in that moment.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we get a debate for 2 more months. I believe that was what the case is.
November, I think.
But
yeah.
we're going to get a debate with Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, and since you're in California, the California governor was last night, and Sean Hannity pressed him about a possibility as to whether or not, he eyes a run in 2024 and whether or not Biden is truly in the game. Here's how he answered it.
Yes or no, will you ever accept the Democratic nomination to run for president in 2024 under any circumstances at all? That's a yes or no?
I'm looking forward. I was just in Chicago with the DNC.
I don't need the long answer. I want the yes or no answer.
To President Biden's inauguration.
Will you accept it under any circumstances?
Of course not. And it's a hypothetical.
Yes or no?
No.
I can't wait for that debate. I'm going to be watching that one.
Yes, we shall. That's coming up in late November as well.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.